a numb thumb at Warheart Arts. So we're going to reconfigure my Patchbay. Over yonder here is a Patchbay. This is my my balanced Patchbay. Not to be confused with the unbalanced Patchbay, but here's the balanced Patchbay. And we're going to be half normaling most of this Patchbay, which currently is set up differently. It's mostly normal, or it's mostly parallel. So we're going to open that up here. The reason being, this is my interface, the Tascam Model Series Studio Bridge. It's on D subs, and the outputs of that 24 channels, you know, I got running into the board. But the more outboard gear I want to use, the more insert cables I'll need to run all the way over here. So I got the Patchbay, and this will save me at least 2 snakes at 8 channels apiece that I won't need to fuss with unless desired. So we're going to turn the Patchbay around and save us a bunch of cables. Just a quick explanation about normalizing a Patchbay. Not to be confused with normalizing volume of audio tracks. Completely different thing. Patchbay normalization is mechanical. The actual physical connections on the back of the Patchbay will route differently depending how you want to configure it. And you'll configure it depending how you want to route it, obviously. So here's the Patchbay. It's been removed. It's the bottom side. So it goes into your rack, right? And this is the front you'll look at. And you'll plug cords in and out of it. But this is the back that you'll wire it up one time. And you'll get it right how you like it, and then that's why you only operate out the front end of it. Now the way these inputs and outputs function back to the front panel that you operate at can be different. It can be half normaled. This illustration is confusing. It takes a minute to figure it out. This illustration means the different methods that it can be wired, looking at it this way, you know, would be the illustration. We're going to make a bunch of these. We're going to make, oh gosh, probably 1 through 16. We're going to half normal 1 through 16 today. Everything else used to be in an isolated, also called parallel pass-through way. Except these ones. These are half normal, and I'm going to flip them back. I'm going to flip them back to isolated. I'm going to flip everything from 16 to 1. We're going to go back to half normaled, which means it'll function as a parallel when you plug stuff in to all 4 ins and outs. But when you don't, the input's just going to pass right back out where, you know, out another jack to the snake that returns back to my console, thus saving. I will not need to put a patch cable in here if I want to pass it through to the next output. It'll just automatically pass through. That's what we're going to do. You see, we removed the screw at each little corner. Here is all it takes, and a little pry wiggle action. Faceplate comes off. That's the actual faceplate. Put it aside. Here's the jacks. Now this one's got a little bit of rubbish in there because somebody in the past was tinkering around in here. And it's missing, I'm missing a dang connector altogether. But all good. So, following that schematic, for it to be half normal, it needs to look like these ones with the silver on the bottom front. you turn these around so the silver bottom front instead of how I have them silver top back. Silver top back is isolated. Silver top back rear. We want to half normal it so that there'll be silver bottom front. So it's a simple matter of, let's see here, apply a little popping prying action here to get these out. Oh, they come forward. Look. Simple matter of pop it out. We want silver bottom front. Front, silver bottom. Front, silver bottom. And you just wiggly squiggle it. And comes back out. So I'm going to do that all the way down to channel 16. And then revert those ones over here back to isolated, I guess. Okay, so we have half normaled 1 through 16. And I've gone back to a normal throughput on the remaining channels. Now I wanted to show you while we're doing this. Here's what the piece is, if you didn't know. This is the juncture. It's just a in, out, TRS jacks on a little green board. That's all it is. This is balanced. That's why there's 3 connectors on each. What you're going to want to do while you're doing this is just take a look at this. Make sure nothing's bent. Make sure nothing's burnt. It shouldn't be if you're not running speaker voltage. Make sure nothing's got calcium buildup on it. You can scrub that off. You can spray some WD-40 on it and clean it up. That's all this is. And when you are putting them in and popping them out, especially when you're putting them in, I almost did it wrong. You're gonna see it's a little. Some of them are super easy and some of them are a little tricky. You gotta line that up. And you don't want to force it hard, but you do got to force it. And you got to wiggle it. What I was doing was getting in there with a little pencil or a screwdriver or something. It's not too abrasive. You can kind of guide it in there. I was using both hands though. You guys are making it hard, making me hold this camera and everything. So yeah, the Patchbay's been flipped around the way I want it. And then you just put the plate back on it, which is even trickier. Alright, click. Now this comes right back on the front the way it came off, except 100,000 times more difficult. Think it's just going to fall on there? Not a chance in hell. So yeah, the fun part is jimmying around until that finally latches on and gets down on all 48 jack holes and locks down on there. That's the tricky part. And I'll do that. Alright, so now I'm just going to match these up. These are the tracks coming out of my recorder. These ones here. I'm going to plug them in here. And then these is sending right back to the channels on the mixer. Got some of my wife's art here. So it's just a matter of lining these up, color code it in and out, and then I won't need any jacks at all if I want to just go straight into the board with no effects. I wait until I decide I need effects, then I patch in on the front here to whatever goodies I need to add. That's why you see a lot of Patchbays in studios that have nothing plugged in the front of them, because they don't need to alter their signal path. Everything's probably normal or half normaled in the back side. You don't see that. one more reason I did all this. There's the Patchbay installed back into my rack. Stay out of my rack. The other reason I did this is because some of my inserts are wonky. Each channel on my mixer has insert points. You know, it's a fully featured board. But some of them are wonky. Some of them don't send good signal. When I open the board and work on it, I'm going to look at all those connections. I'm putting that off till the winter, quite frankly. So maybe your board doesn't have inserts, or maybe your limited hardware, outboard hardware, doesn't have insert points. That's okay. You can just line out, you know, before you line in, you go into something else. When you line out of that, you go into something else. And when you have enough of that equipment, then you get yourself a Patchbay. But right now my Patchbay serves a great purpose. Taking some of these channels, I mean, I could do it with all 24, but I don't need to. I'm taking some of these channels and running them straight into my board, and I'm taking some of these other channels, running them to the Patchbay, which will normalize right back over, you know, to some more channels on the board, while giving me the option to start patching stuff in a parallel kind of way, like my compressors and my EQs and problem solvers and effects. Well, not my effects. My effects go on a different loop. So that's another benefit of using the Patchbay in a half normaled way. Your interface might not have insert points, but this basically functions as a pre-fader insert, in case your inserts are getting bad connections like some of mine. I love this board though. It's a Soundtrax Topaz 8-bus board. It's really awesome. 48 input. And my Tascam 24 channel Studio Bridge, I use that for mix down. Just for reference, I like to do my recording and tracking on a digital Porta Studio DP24. It has some basic editing, which is very helpful. And from one to the other, and then through the board with the rack and everything for mix down. And that's how I'm doing things here lately at Warheart Arts